Hey, what's up, everyone? Gaming Hearts 1 here. I'm just going to talk a little bit briefly about G4 TV being canceled. Something that went viral the other day. It was all over Twitter. A lot of people were expressing their sorrow and their feelings about G4 TV being canned after only being around for like about a year after its relaunch. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't expect things to go this way, but unfortunately, the Comcast chairman, Dave Scott, confirmed himself that the viewership was low, that the network had, it wasn't achieving the financial results that they expected. And it ultimately led to, I guess, them pulling the plug on G4 TV. And honestly, honestly, this is shocking because, when it first launched back in the early 2000s, it was around for like at least like a decade, probably like 12 years before it got canceled, because I believe it launched back in '02, and then it lasted to like 2014, and that was the year they had ceased operations. And based on what we know, G4 TV will officially be ceasing operations next month, and I believe it's supposed to be on November 16th. But there were a handful of things that contributed to, I guess, like G4's demise, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's a lot of different things to watch, whether it be television, whether it be online, a lot of channels to watch, to a point where I guess G4 TV is not as it doesn't stand out as much as it did back in the day. Like back in the day, I mean, YouTube was never a thing. People weren't watching videos online and stuff like that, which is probably why G4 TV had the longevity that it did during its first run. This time, everything's different. The world's completely different. Almost anyone can start up a gaming channel, and they'll get like tons of views and followers and stuff like that. So I do feel that G4 TV just being gone for a long time definitely affected the amount of, or it definitely curtailed its success, and I guess people being interested in it, because to bring back something that was popular back in the early 2000s in this day and age, the nostalgia was there and a lot of people were excited about it, but it wasn't quite the same. You also had guests who wanted like a ridiculous amount of money to appear on G4 TV. I read somewhere that high profile creators demanded somewhere between 25 and 30 grand and when they were expected to appear on G4. And I believe something had happened earlier, like a few months ago, when I guess the former president of G4 TV, he had left sometime in August, and I believe that was the beginning of the end. And back in September, I think 20 employees had gotten laid off, and some of those employees were responsible for the iconic game show X Play, and a lot of people were stoked about that, but if you get rid of the people who are responsible for putting that together, or you get rid of key people who are responsible for putting that together, then obviously, you can't really bring that back. And even if they do make it work somehow, it's not going to be the same. So I do feel that a lot of people didn't want to see G4 TV be a shell of what it used to be. And in some ways, some people can look at this something, it's a good thing that this is happening, because G4 TV was basically on the verge of being a shell of what it used to be. And honestly, there was just a lot of people who weren't into it to the same extent as they were back in the 2000s. But the thing is, we live in a different era, a different time, and unfortunately, I think just the way everything is with the economy and just all this stuff going on, a lot of people are not really interested in gaming networks like G4 TV like they used to be. And honestly, this is just one of the many crazy things or news stories that have broken in 2022. And I do feel that we're very close to the end of the year, and I'm hoping nothing else crazy happens within the next 2 months or so, because we've heard a lot of things that's not necessarily good about Sony, about Microsoft, about games like Babylon Fall, about Overwatch 2, its launch being a disaster. Just been a crazy year, and it's been full of surprises and unexpected news. But as far as G4 TV is concerned, it was fun while it lasted, but unfortunately, it's time to move on.